Today sees the relisting of the company Randgold and Exploration after the shares of the company were suspended from this bourse in August of 2005. Take us through the rationale behind this relisting.
Yeah. Maybe I should rather say this is a liberating day for Randgold. Our shareholders, especially we've got about 2,000 public shareholders, they've been stuck in this company for 5 years. I've taken thousands of calls in the last few years from shareholders wanting to know where we're going. And today we're liberating the share. We're relisting the share. We've cleansed the company. It's a great day, and we're celebrating that specific fact today. So we've got Randgold cleaned up. We've settled. We're busy settling with JSE, and there's value that can be released from this day forward.
From what I've seen in terms of the net asset value of the listing, there's 1.4 billion rand sitting in Randgold at this point, of which close to R1 billion is going to be made in terms of a settlement to the shareholders, leaving 500 million rand in the company. What is the company planning to do with that money in terms of growing the company going forward?
Okay. Firstly, let me just answer half of your question. The R1 billion of value will be distributed to our shareholders. The last record date that shareholders can contribute in this in the distribution of about R1 billion will be the 25th of June, and the share will trade on that basis until then. There will be left, as you said, about 500 million rands of liquid assets in the company. The company is then obviously at a crossroads, and we'll decide what to do with that after consultation with our shareholders. At this point of time, there's a myriad of opportunities in the resources industry. We're looking at, we've got prospecting rights in gold, platinum, iron ore. We're looking at all these opportunities. We're evaluating them. As I said, we're very excited as a management team, and in the next, I believe in the next 30 days to 60 days, shareholders will be given more clarity on exactly where we will be going.
What type of interest are you hoping to attract through the listing today?
Well, I believe that, as I said, it's a liberating day for our smaller shareholders. The larger shareholders can tend to be able to look after themselves. The smaller shareholders need an efficient market. The JSE provides that, and that's what's important. What the share will trade at today, I don't have any idea. I hate to speculate. The share was suspended at R8.90. As you've just mentioned, there's about 1.5 billion rands of value in the business, so that equates to about 20 rand a share. It's fully disclosed, and I've tried to make it as clear as possible at our shareholder meeting last Friday. So I believe that's the parameters that anybody that's interested in trading in Randgold should look at. And another important thing to mention is that 2 o'clock today, the JSE shareholders will meet, and they will approve the settlement between Randgold and JSE, which will resolve the disputes between the businesses and obviously release all this value for Randgold shareholders.
And do you foresee any further prevention of the settlement to the shareholders in that meeting at 2 o'clock this afternoon?
No, I don't. There's always a risk. It's a formality in my view, but there's always a risk that something can go wrong. But from Randgold's perspective, we've taken appropriate measures. We've received irrevocable undertakings from our large shareholders, from all the large JSE shareholders, and we believe we've got more than sufficient support to pass this transaction.
In terms of gold, the company does have an 85% stake in Freddys in the Free State province. What's the outlook for that company, considering the pressure that local gold miners have been of late?
Yeah. The gold industry in our country, as you quite rightly point out, has been under significant pressure. The interests that we have in the Free State are adjacent to some of the old mines, some of the old Harmony mines. I obviously, from our management's perspective, those are large risk assets. The gold price has increased significantly, and it has created interest in those. And you will see in our circular that we've distributed, there's a competent persons report included there that puts quite a large number or value on these assets. We as a management team obviously don't want to speculate. We're doing prospecting work, we're evaluating these assets, and they might become valuable, but they are under pressure, and it's expensive to mine these things at that kind of depth.
What is the likelihood that the company could be seen resuming trade on the NASDAQ over in the US?
Yeah, as we've disclosed to our shareholders previously, we were deregistered by the SEC because of the delinquency of the company. Following the Keppel era, there was no financial reports published by the company for something like 5 years. We had to publish all these results in a matter of a few months in the beginning of this year, so we've caught up. And we believe that we've met all the preliminary requirements of the SEC to at least start trading on what they call the pink sheets, or the over-the-counter market over there. And we will assess as we go along whether we will re-register on one of the exchanges in the US. We just want to open the market again in the US through the over-the-counter market. That's what's important to us at this point of time.